Imagine you are standing on a wooden plank, barely wider than your shoulders, bolted into a sheer cliff face 2,000 feet above a yawning abyss. The wind howls around you, tugging at your clothes, while your fingers, white-knuckled and trembling, grip a rusted iron chain that is the only thing standing between you and eternity. Your heart hammers against your ribs like a trapped bird, and every shallow breath feels like a victory over gravity. This isn't a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster or a fever dream of a stuntman. This is the reality for those brave or perhaps crazy enough to challenge the world's most terrifying stairs and pathways. Today, we are leaving the comfort of the ordinary behind. We are embarking on a journey to places where one wrong step isn't just a mistake, it is a finality. From the ancient vertical stone steps of India that seem to pierce the clouds, to the crumbling, illegal ladders of Hawaii, and the swaying rope bridges of the Andes that whisper stories of an empire long gone. We will explore structures that defy engineering, logic, and often common sense. These are places that will make your palms sweat, your knees buckle, and your soul scream in both terror and awe. Why do these places exist? Is it for faith, for defense, or simply to prove that the human spirit cannot be contained by the laws of physics? But before we take that first perilous step into the unknown, I have a small request for our incredible community. Please, take a moment right now to head down to the comments section and let us know where in the world you are watching this video from. And what time is it on your clock right now? We are truly fascinated to see how far these stories travel and how many different countries and time zones we are reaching today. It's amazing to think that while you are watching this, someone on the other side of the planet is experiencing the same adrenaline rush. Now, tighten your harness, check your footing, and leave your fear of heights at the door. You are watching Mr. Benz-Audi, and this is the countdown of the most dangerous stairs in the world. Let's begin.
Our journey begins in the Shaanxi province of China, at the legendary Mount Huashan. For centuries, this has been one of the 5 sacred mountains of China, a place of pilgrimage and deep spiritual significance. But for modern thrill seekers, it is home to something much more visceral, the infamous plank walk in the sky. Often cited as the most dangerous hike in the world, this is not a trail for the faint of heart. To reach it, you must first survive a series of steep, narrow stone steps carved directly into the mountain face. But that is just the warm-up. Once you reach the south peak, the ground simply disappears. All that remains is a series of narrow wooden planks, barely 12 inches wide, bolted into the sheer vertical granite wall. Below your boots, a straight drop of over 2,000 feet into a misty void. There are no guardrails here, no fences, just a rusty iron chain attached to the rock for you to cling to. As you shimmy sideways, your back pressed against the cold stone, you can feel the mountain breathing. Every gust of wind threatens to push you off balance, and every creak of the old wood under your weight sends a jolt of pure adrenaline through your veins. Safety harnesses are mandatory today, but they do little to ease the psychological terror of looking down and seeing nothing but air. You are essentially a human spider, crawling along a cliffside that has claimed lives in the past. But why do thousands of people flock here every year? Because once you reach the end of the planks, the view is beyond words. You are standing in the realm of the gods, surrounded by jagged peaks that pierce through a sea of clouds. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated triumph. You have looked death in the eye, and you have kept moving. From the misty peaks of China, we fly across the Pacific to the Red Rock Canyons of Utah, USA. Welcome to Zion National Park, home to a trail so high and so narrow that it was once said only angels could land there. This is Angel's Landing. The hike starts deceptively enough on a paved path, but don't let that fool you. As you ascend, the trail turns into a series of 21 grueling switchbacks known as Walter's Wiggles, pushing your endurance to the limit. But the real test begins at Scout Lookout, where the path narrows into a spine of sandstone that juts out into the sky. For the final half mile, the trail is nothing more than a jagged ridge, often less than a few feet wide, with sheer drop-offs of over 1,000 feet on both sides. There are no walls here, only a heavy metal chain bolted into the rock to help you navigate the steep, uneven terrain. One stumble, one dizzy spell, or one careless step could be fatal. You can feel the sheer scale of the canyon pressing in on you as the wind whips across the ridge. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Your eyes want to look at the view, but your mind is screaming at you to watch your feet. As you scramble up the final stretch, the adrenaline is electric. But when you finally stand on the summit, the reward is a 360-degree panorama of Zion Canyon that is breathtaking in every sense of the word. The towering red cliffs and the winding Virgin River far below look like a masterpiece painted by nature. You've conquered the landing of angels, but as you look back at the narrow path you just climbed, you realize that on this mountain, there is absolutely no room for error.
Leaving the red canyons of Utah, we head south to the vibrant landscape of Antioquia, Colombia. Rising abruptly from the flat surroundings like a giant's thumb is a monolithic marvel known as El Peñol de Guatapé. This massive stone, composed of quartz, feldspar, and mica, was once worshipped by the indigenous Tahami people. But it's not just the rock itself that captures the world's attention. It's the dizzying, zigzagging staircase built directly into a massive vertical crack in its side. From a distance, the stairs look like a giant stitch holding the rock together. There are 740 steps in total, and as you begin your ascent, you'll quickly realize this is a test of both lung capacity and nerves. The staircase is narrow and encased in masonry, creating a tunnel-like feeling that amplifies every sound of your breathing and every beat of your heart. As you climb higher and higher, the ground below begins to shrink into a mosaic of turquoise water and green islands. There are no elevators here. It is just you, the stone, and the endless rhythm of climbing. The wind begins to whip through the open sections of the stairs, reminding you exactly how high you've ventured. But as you reach the summit, a flat top where a small viewing tower stands, the struggle is instantly forgotten. Below you lies the Guatapé Reservoir, a stunning labyrinth of blue peninsulas and emerald lagoons that looks like something out of a dream. It is a breathtaking reward for a 740-step journey into the sky, but looking down the way you came up will still make your stomach do a slow, uneasy flip. We now travel to the Tigray region of northern Ethiopia, where the concept of a stairway takes on a terrifyingly literal meaning. Perched 650 feet above the ground, carved into the side of a sheer sandstone pinnacle, lies the Abuna Yemata Church. This is perhaps the most inaccessible place of worship on Earth. To reach its ancient doors, there are no handrails, no safety cables, and certainly no stairs in the traditional sense. Instead, you must scale a vertical rock face using only small handholds and footholds, worn smooth by centuries of priests and pilgrims. The climb is a harrowing experience. At one point, you must traverse a narrow ledge with a 200-foot sheer drop on one side, where the wind whistles through the rock formations, threatening to peel you away from the cliff. Your fingers ache as they dig into the sandstone, and your heart thuds in your ears. This isn't just a physical climb. It's a spiritual journey, where every movement must be calculated, and every breath is a prayer. For the locals, this is a path they take frequently, even carrying infants or the elderly to services, showing a level of fearlessness that is hard for the rest of us to comprehend. If you manage to survive the vertical ascent and the dizzying ledges, you are greeted by a sight that is truly divine. Inside the small rock-hewn church, the walls are adorned with incredibly preserved frescoes dating back to the 5th century. The air is thick with the scent of ancient incense and the weight of history. Looking out from the church entrance, you see the vast, sun-drenched plains of Ethiopia stretching out forever. It is a place of profound peace, bought at the price of a terrifying climb that few in the world would ever dare to attempt.
From the ancient cliffs of Africa, we fly to the lush, emerald island of Oahu, Hawaii. Deep within the Ko'olau mountain range lies a metal stairway that seems to disappear directly into the clouds. This is the Haiku stairs, famously known as the Stairway to Heaven. Originally built during World War II to provide access to a top-secret radio station, these 3,922 steel steps cling to the near-vertical ridges of the mountain. But there's a catch. This path is strictly illegal, closed to the public since 1987 due to safety concerns and land disputes. Those who dare to climb it must often dodge security guards in the dead of night to begin their ascent. The climb is a brutal test of endurance. The stairs are narrow, often slippery with tropical mist, and in some sections, they are almost completely vertical. As the sun begins to rise, the fog swirls around your feet, making it feel as though you are truly walking on the spine of a giant green beast. On either side, the ridge drops away into deep, jungle-clad valleys. One broken step or a momentary loss of focus could send you tumbling hundreds of feet into the undergrowth. The wind here is unpredictable, sometimes whispering through the metal rungs, and other times howling with enough force to make the entire structure shudder. But for the few who reach the summit, the experience is otherworldly. Standing 2,800 feet above the island, you are treated to a view that feels like a divine reward. The turquoise waters of Kaneohe Bay glitter in the distance, and the jagged green peaks of Oahu stretch out beneath you like waves frozen in time. It is a place of haunting beauty and profound silence. However, the descent is just as dangerous as the climb, and as you head back down, the constant threat of heavy fines or arrest adds a layer of tension to an already heart-pounding journey. We now return to China, to the Guizhou province, to witness a sight that seems to defy the laws of gravity and time. Welcome to Fanjingshan, the highest peak of the Wuling Mountains, and a sacred site for Buddhists. Rising nearly 300 feet from the mountain's summit is a solitary, split pillar of rock known as the Red Cloud's Golden Summit. But what makes this place truly jaw-dropping are the two ancient temples perched on each of its jagged peaks, connected by a narrow stone bridge suspended over a terrifying vertical gorge. To reach this celestial island in the sky, you must climb more than 8,000 stone steps. It is a grueling, soul-testing ascent that takes hours, but the final stretch is where the real danger begins. The stairs become incredibly steep and narrow, carved into the side of the pinnacle. In some places, you must pull yourself up using iron chains, with nothing but the mist and a sheer drop of hundreds of feet behind you. The wind at this altitude is fierce, and as the clouds swirl around the rock, the temples can disappear and reappear in seconds, giving the entire place a haunting, ethereal quality. Crossing the bridge between the two peaks, the Temple of the Buddha and the Temple of Maitreya, is an experience that will make your heart skip a beat. As you look down through the thin mountain air, you realize that you are standing on a needle of rock, isolated from the rest of the world. It is a place where heaven and earth seem to meet, built by hands that possessed both incredible skill and unshakable faith. It's a breathtaking combination of natural wonder and human daring. But one wrong move on these ancient windswept steps is all it takes to vanish into the sea of clouds forever. We now head back to the heart of California's Sierra Nevada mountains, to the granite cathedral known as Yosemite National Park. Standing tall above the valley floor is Half Dome, a massive rock formation that looks as if it has been sliced clean in half. For most hikers, the journey ends at the base of the summit, but for the brave few, the final 400 feet are conquered via the infamous cables. This isn't a staircase in any traditional sense. It is a steep, slippery ascent up a 45-degree granite slope where your life literally depends on two thin steel cables and your own grip strength. As you begin the climb, the world below starts to fall away. The granite is polished smooth by decades of hikers' boots, making it feel like you are trying to climb a giant, tilted sheet of glass. There are small wooden slats placed every few feet to provide a momentary rest for your feet, but they offer little comfort when the wind starts to gust and your forearms begin to burn with exhaustion. On either side of the cables, there is nothing but hundreds of feet of smooth rock leading to a vertical drop. If you lose your footing or your grip here, there is very little to stop you. The psychological pressure is immense. You are sharing these cables with dozens of other hikers, some paralyzingly afraid, others moving too fast. But once you pull yourself over the final lip of rock and stand on the flat summit, 8,800 feet above sea level, the sensation is indescribable. You are rewarded with a panoramic view of the Yosemite Valley, the High Sierra, and the vast wilderness that feels like it belongs to another world. You've conquered the dome, but as you look back down at the narrow line of people clinging to the cables, you realize just how thin the line is between a successful summit and a tragic disaster. We now cross the Atlantic to the breathtaking El Chorro Gorge in southern Spain. This is the Caminito del Rey, or the King's Little Path. For years, this walkway was the stuff of nightmares, a crumbling, narrow concrete ledge pinned to the side of vertical limestone walls, 330 feet above the churning river below. Originally built over a century ago to provide access for hydroelectric workers, it eventually fell into such disrepair that large sections of the path simply vanished, leaving nothing but rusted steel beams spanning the void. It became a magnet for adrenaline junkies, but after several fatal accidents, it was closed for years. Today, the Caminito has been restored with a modern, safe boardwalk, built just above the old skeletal remains of the original path. But don't let the new safety features relax you too much. As you walk, the floor beneath your feet is often made of open mesh, allowing you to see the terrifying drop directly into the abyss below. The canyon walls are so narrow in some places that you feel swallowed by the earth, with the wind whistling through the limestone fissures like a ghostly choir. The climax of the journey is the hanging bridge that spans the Gaitanes Gorge. As you step onto this narrow metal structure, suspended in mid-air, with the wind buffeting you from all sides, the sensation of height is overwhelming. Below you, the turquoise water carves its way through the rock, a beautiful but deadly reminder of nature's power. It is a walk that balances on the edge of beauty and terror, a place where you can literally see the history of danger beneath your boots, while feeling the thrill of the void in every step. We now travel north to the rugged and wild coast of County Kerry, Ireland. Emerging from the gray, churning waters of the Atlantic Ocean like a jagged tooth is Skellig. This remote, windswept island is home to a world-famous monastic site, but reaching it requires conquering a stairway that has stood for over 1,400 years. There are 618 stone steps, hand-carved by monks in the 6th century, leading up the near-vertical slopes of the rock. This climb is a raw, unshielded experience. Unlike many other tourist spots, there are no handrails here, no safety nets, and no modern barriers. The steps are uneven, weathered by centuries of salt spray and Atlantic gales, and can be treacherously slippery. As you ascend, the sea below grows more distant, and the wind begins to pull at you with surprising force. To your left is the cold, hard rock. To your right, a sheer drop into the crashing waves of the Atlantic. One wrong step, or a simple moment of dizziness, could send you tumbling down the unprotected slope. But as you reach the summit, 600 feet above the sea, you enter a place that feels frozen in time. The ancient dry stone beehive huts where monks once lived in total isolation sit in eerie silence, surrounded only by the cries of puffins and the roar of the ocean below. It is a place of incredible spiritual power and haunting beauty. You feel as though you've stepped off the edge of the world. It's no wonder this place was chosen as a Jedi sanctuary in the Star Wars films. It is a location that demands total respect, where the line between the sky and the sea, and between safety and disaster, is as thin as the edge of a stone step. Our final destination takes us to the Western Ghats of India, to a fortress that looks like it was designed by a giant with a penchant for verticality. This is Harihar Fort. Built during the Yadava period, this triangular rock prism stands as a masterpiece of ancient military engineering. But to enter the fort, you must first survive the stairs of death. These aren't your typical steps. They are 200 near-vertical stairs carved directly into the basalt rock, angled at an incredible 80 degrees. Looking up from the base, the stairs seem to lean over you, disappearing into the sky. There are no railings, no ropes, and no safety gear. All you have are small notches carved into the sides of each step for your hands to grip. As you climb, you are essentially scaling a wall. With every step, you can feel the gravity trying to pull you backward into the abyss. The rock is often slick with moss or rain, and the wind howls through the narrow pass, making every movement a calculated risk. It is a grueling, heart-stopping crawl where you are forced to come face to face with the stone, and one slip of a finger means a catastrophic fall. But once you pass through the main rock-cut door at the top, the terror is replaced by awe. You stand on a plateau surrounded by a sea of green, with the vast Sahyadri mountain range stretching out in every direction. The air is cool, and the silence is profound. You have conquered one of the most technical and frightening ancient climbs in existence. As you look down at the sheer drop you just navigated, you realize that Harihar Fort isn't just a place. It is a testament to what the human spirit can achieve when it refuses to be grounded by fear. Our journey concludes not far from Mumbai, at a jagged pinnacle of rock that pierces the Maharashtra skyline like a warning. This is Kalavantin Durg. Rising over 2,200 feet, this ancient watchtower features a stairway that is as beautiful as it is terrifying. Unlike most forts, there are no railings or safety ropes here. Instead, you are faced with a series of massive, uneven steps carved directly into the heart of the rock, winding spirally around the peak. The climb is a relentless vertical scramble. As you ascend, the steps often become narrow and worn, slick with the morning mist or the monsoon rains. With every turn of the spiral, the ground below drops further away, leaving you exposed to the elements. There is nothing between you and the hundreds of feet of empty air, but your own balance and nerves of steel. The wind here can be fierce, tugging at your clothes as you press your body against the cold stone, focused entirely on the next foothold. It is a raw, primitive battle against gravity, where the penalty for a single lapse in concentration is absolute. But for those who reach the very top, the experience is nothing short of transcendent. Standing on the narrow, rocky summit, you are treated to a 360-degree view of the Western Ghats, with the neighboring Prabalgad Fort standing guard across the void. The world below looks like a distant miniature kingdom draped in green. You have conquered the climb of death, and as you catch your breath in the thin air, you feel a profound sense of clarity. It is a final, heart-pounding reminder that the most dangerous paths often lead to the most unforgettable heights. We return once more to the soaring peaks of Zhangjiajie, China, to face a stairway that feels like a literal path to another world. This is the stairway to heaven at Tianmen Mountain. Rising from the mist are 999 steep, stone steps that lead directly to the Tianmen Cave, a colossal, natural water-eroded hole that looks like a giant gateway carved into the face of a cliff. In Chinese culture, the number 9 is a symbol of eternity and good fortune. But as you stand at the base looking up, the climb feels like anything but a stroke of luck. The ascent is a grueling, rhythmic test of endurance. The stairs are narrow and the incline is relentless, pushing your legs to the breaking point. As you climb higher, the mountain air grows thin, and the vast, forested valley below begins to vanish into a sea of white clouds. There is a profound sense of scale here. The massive stone archway looms larger with every step, making you feel small against the ancient power of the mountain. The wind often howls through the heaven's gate, creating a haunting sound that echoes against the limestone walls. Reaching the top is more than just a physical feat. It is a moment of spiritual triumph. Standing beneath the towering arch, 4,000 feet above sea level, you feel as though you are standing on the threshold of the celestial realm. Looking back down the 999 steps, the path you conquered disappears into the fog, a dizzying reminder of the heights you've scaled. It is a breathtaking conclusion to our journey, a place where human perseverance meets the majestic gate of nature, proving that even the most daunting heights can be reached, one step at a time. We return to the rugged northern coast of Spain, to the Basque country, where a narrow stone bridge snakes across the turquoise sea to a tiny, fortress-like island. This is San Juan de Gaztelugatxe. Famous to many as the filming location for Dragonstone in Game of Thrones, this island is topped by a lonely hermitage dedicated to John the Baptist. To reach it, you must navigate a winding, ancient stone staircase consisting of 241 steps that cling to the narrow ridge of the rock. The walk is a sensory overload. As you descend from the mainland and begin your ascent onto the island, The rhythm of the Atlantic Ocean crashing against the rocks below fills your ears. The stairs are uneven and weathered, worn smooth by the footsteps of pilgrims and travelers for over 1,000 years. The wind here is constant, carrying the scent of salt and the spray of the sea, sometimes blowing with enough force to make you pause and grip the stone walls. It feels like a journey back in time, where every step takes you further away from the modern world and deeper into a land of myths and legends. The tradition here is as enduring as the stone itself. Once you reach the top and stand before the small chapel, you must ring the bell 3 times and make a wish. Looking back toward the mainland, the staircase looks like a dragon's spine resting on the waves, a breathtaking sight that justifies every ounce of effort. It is a place of rugged beauty and quiet contemplation, where the relentless power of the ocean meets the unyielding spirit of those who built this path into the sky. We now travel to the heart of the Swiss Alps, to Mount Titlis, where the air is thin and the landscape is a dazzling world of eternal snow and ice. Perched 10,000 feet above sea level is the Titlis Cliff Walk, the highest suspension bridge in Europe. This isn't just a walk, it's a high-altitude challenge that tests your nerves with every single step. To reach the bridge, you must first navigate through a tunnel carved deep into the glacier, emerging onto a narrow metal walkway pinned to the side of a sheer rock face. As you step onto the suspension bridge, the world literally falls away beneath your boots. The bridge is only about 3 feet wide, and as the wind whistles through the abyss, the entire structure begins to sway gently. Below you lies a terrifying 1,500-foot drop onto the jagged rocks and glacial crevasses of the south wall. The floor of the bridge is made of a steel mesh, allowing you to look directly down into the void. Your heart races as you grip the cold handrails, feeling the immense scale of the mountains surrounding you. The silence of the high Alps is broken only by the sound of the wind and the rhythmic thud of your own footsteps on the metal rungs. But if you can keep your eyes open and your head clear, the view is absolutely majestic. On a clear day, you can see all the way to Italy, with white peaks stretching out like frozen waves as far as the eye can see. It is a moment of pure adrenaline and awe, a feeling of being suspended between heaven and earth. The Titlis Cliff Walk is a testament to modern engineering, providing a bird's-eye view of one of the most beautiful and intimidating landscapes on the planet. We now journey deep into the Andes Mountains of Peru, to a place where ancient traditions are woven into the very fabric of the landscape. High above the rushing Apurimac River hangs the Huashan Bridge, the last remaining Inca rope bridge in the world. This isn't made of steel or stone. It is hand-woven entirely from braided grass. Every year, local communities gather for a 3-day festival to destroy the old bridge and weave a new one, keeping a 500-year-old tradition alive. Stepping onto Huashan is a test of faith. The bridge spans 118 feet across a terrifying rocky gorge, and as you walk, the entire structure sways and bounces with every movement. Through the gaps in the woven grass floor, you can see the churning turquoise water of the river far below. There are no solid handrails, only thick ropes of grass that feel small against the vastness of the canyon. The wind whistles through the braids, and the smell of dried grass fills the air, reminding you that you are supported by nothing but the strength of human hands and ancient knowledge. The experience is both exhilarating and humbling. As you reach the center of the bridge, suspended in mid-air, you feel a direct connection to the engineers of the Inca Empire. It is a fragile-looking structure that possesses incredible strength, a bridge that defies modern technology in favor of communal spirit. Crossing Huashan is more than just a thrill. It is a walk through history, a heart-pounding reminder that sometimes the most enduring paths are those woven from the earth itself. From the mist-covered peaks of China to the wind-swept cliffs of Ireland, we've explored the most heart-pounding stairways and bridges on the planet. Each of these locations is a testament to human daring, ancient faith, and the raw, unyielding power of nature. They remind us that while the climb may be terrifying, the view from the top and the person we become during the ascent is always worth the risk. But now, I want to hear from you. Which of these locations would you be brave enough to conquer? Is there a terrifying path we missed that deserves to be on this list? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one of them. If you enjoyed this adrenaline-filled journey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Mr. Benz-Audi. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next adventure into the world's most incredible places. Thank you for watching. Stay brave, and I'll see you at the next summit.
Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Do not attempt to recreate these stunts or visit these locations without professional training and proper safety equipment. Fair use notice. The footage used in this video consists of open-source materials and is utilized under the Fair Use Doctrine, Section 107 of the Copyright Act, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, and research. We acknowledge the respective owners of the original content.